Yeah. How about now? Selma?
Happy New Year.
She's the normal one.
She's the semi-normal one.
Well,
I'm semi-normal. Don't call me normal.
She gets pretty wacky at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just
Hello,
grabbed my
everybody.
big bottle of Coke.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hope everybody had a great holiday season.
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah.
And happy Kwanzaa. I don't know.
And all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
I've still never seen that.
I've only seen parts of it. Anyway, welcome to the Two Tangled Skeins.
I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. Today we are...
Since you weren't getting with the program.
No. January 7th, 2017. And this is episode 187. And
you were keeping my foot warm.
I didn't write down the intro, so...
That's okay.
Well, welcome to the podcast. If you're new, thank you for joining us. If you've been around, thank you for joining us.
Who are you?
I'm Selma.
And there goes Sue.
Selma Knits is my name on Ravelry and on Instagram.
I'm Lynn, also known as Toll Baby, and you can find us all over the internet. So just go looking.
We're everywhere. You cannot
Press a button and there we are.
Except Twitch.
So there
No.
you go.
I don't understand Twitch.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Aw, Sue has a present.
So we haven't been around for
We're
a
all
while.
gonna try it, so later.
We haven't been around for a while.
You were going to pass it around.
Not right now. Shush. Yeah, we're kind of like new at this all of a sudden.
Can we have one conversation?
Sure. What conversation would you like to have?
Well, we are here to talk with our friends. I would like to talk to our friends.
Then you might want to talk so they can hear you.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so it's a new year. Haven't podcasted in a while. I think that's pretty obvious.
3 weeks at least.
Yeah.
Yes, the 17th was the last one.
Yeah.
It's all Sue's
2016
fault.
is gone.
It's my
Bye-bye,
fault.
2016.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's good to take a little break sometimes.
Yep.
And I'm sure people were so busy over the holidays anyway, because that's just the way it goes.
I don't even celebrate Christmas, and it was insane.
Yeah, it is. It's just busy. Even last night, it was Epiphany yesterday, January 6th, and I was at a party.
That's take the Christmas tree down day for us.
Yeah, we're breaking into our gingerbread house tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what we do on January 6th, but because yesterday I was at a party, we're doing it tonight, and then the Christmas tree can come down.
I usually wait till the 6th, but on Sunday, Sean was like, because he has to dig out the boxes to put the stuff up, and dig out the boxes when we put everything away, and he made a decision. We're taking everything down.
There you go. I really love having the Christmas tree around. I have to say, I love all the lights. So I try to keep them as long as I can.
I'm really happy that I can go to other people's houses and see their Christmas trees and not have one in mine.
Yeah.
It would be really sad. I have to say, that's probably my most favorite part. My favorite part about Christmas, the season, is all the lights.
I used to put the tree up, like after we moved to Hull, I put the tree up for the kids. And then one year I just decided I wasn't gonna. And I didn't miss it, so I gave the tree and all the ornaments to my ex-husband.
Here, you can do it. So
I don't know who's gonna take it down though, because my daughter put it up at his house. And now she's at my house.
It's going to be Christmas all year long.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so 2016 is gone. And I was asking these guys if they had any goals in 2016.
No.
But you didn't, eh?
No.
I had some.
You did?
I'm part of the Ottawa Stash Down group.
So
So
am I.
I was trying to knit as many projects from Stash as I could. I only managed 12, which is pathetic. But I did use a lot of yarns that I bought this year.
She made up the slack.
I know. I saw that.
I knit 25. But I was pointing out to Lynn that she did knit a whopper of a blanket in the middle of the year.
I did.
You know,
When
and
did
it
that
had to
take
be
you?
new yarn.
4 months?
3.5, yeah.
3.5, yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty much those four projects you didn't get through because of the blanket. It's all the blanket's fault.
I know it's the blanket's fault. Nobody better get married this year. Tanya's not getting a blanket. She already knows that. Because Tanya is getting married this year, but she's not getting a blanket.
Yeah. So my goals last year were, well, there was the stash down, but I also wanted to learn how to sew, which I did. Learn how to cross stitch, which I did. and do something more complicated in crochet because I basically just do the granny square all the time. That I didn't do. So let's see if I get to it this year.
Did you learn brioche last year too?
Yes.
Yeah, although it wasn't... Was that on my list?
Yes.
Yes, there was.
Ooh. Well, there you go.
Overachiever.
Well,
So we'll see if I get to the crochet thing this year.
But see, that's why she's in management and we're not.
Yeah.
Faux?
I got faux.
You're wearing one. Might as
Well, no, this isn't my faux. This is Mandy's.
Oh, Mandy's faux, but you do have...
This is for later.
Okay, so whatever.
I do have a faux. Do you have a faux?
I have 2 little faux.
Okay, well, you're mid-row, so I'll just... Mine's quick.
I have a faux.
Oh! Did you guys hear that?
Did you
I
hear
have
that?
a
Probably
faux.
not, because you can hardly ever hear her.
I have a faux.
Don't yell.
Well, then they'll be able to just barely hear me.
I don't think anybody would believe her if she didn't.
Wow.
So, I finished this beastie.
It's such a beautiful hat.
It is a gorgeous hat. I love it. But it's not my color, so it's going
Why
away.
don't you model it?
Can I
You
model
could,
it?
it's a
Can I
slouchy
model it?
hat.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, very nice.
Let's do a little sort of...
There you go. So this is the Brocade hat. Brocade? Brocade?
Brocade.
I don't-
I think we agree it's brocade.
Okay. By T-Gale Designs, who is our friend Teresa Seasons. It was a test knit. It will be coming
great
out
hat.
probably in the next week or 2.
I like it.
We had until this Monday? Monday's the 9th?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had until this Monday to finish. So it'll probably be out in the next week or 2.
And it's got a
It's
very
very
nice slip
nice.
stitch pattern
It
on
does. And it was so much fun to knit.
So who's it for?
I'm not telling.
Oh,
But it's not.
It's
Sorry.
a surprise.
Yeah.
okay.
Great colors.
So that is done out of the beige is Patons Canadiana in the beige colorway. And the pink stuff is Fiber Stash Worsted Superwash in the Berry Crush colorway. That was the other half of the ball that was left
And
over.
really
after
nice together.
My other hat. Yeah.
Really
I
nice
really liked
together.
the way it looked. I originally had it variegated as the contrast color, but because the beige was one of the colors in that variegated, the pattern wasn't showing up at all. So I was actually up to here when I decided this isn't working, and I ripped the whole thing out and started over again. So I basically knit this hat twice. Because I was 2/3 of the way up when I decided that this really wasn't working out. And I really like it. It's super
Very
squishy.
nice. It's very squishy. It's a nice effect.
So I'm very happy. That's my faux. That's it. That was on size 4.5 millimeter and 5 millimeter needles, which is US 7 and 8. That's me.
All right. Oh, both my faux fell down.
Faux down, faux down.
So, so this is my faux.
I love that hat.
It's the Amarello by Jillian Harkness, who's also known as Mina Loves Designs. And I put this crazy pom-pom on it.
I feel like a cat right now.
I love what you called it.
It's called the Mintorello on my project page. Now this yarn is rather itchy, I have to say. So this is a hat that I wear when it's really cold, because I find that once it's really cold, the itchy factor, or the itch factor of the yarn goes down.
It's probably scratchier because you're getting too warm in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you were thinking.
But it
right?
is. I mean, it is itchy yarn. It's Peace Fleece in the Lena's Meadow colorway, which has wonderful flecks of purples and goldens and teals and all kinds of stuff.
Is that the pom-pom you made at the retreat?
Yeah, this is basically the Twist Retreat hat, because I got this yarn
Oh, yes.
at the Twist Retreat, and then we made these pom-poms at the Twist Retreat. So they just went so fun together. That
Well, and it really picks up the colors in the
it
yarn.
really does pick up the colors. So it's
Super
a really
cute.
fun, easy pattern. It's a interesting, very easy pattern. And it
So
comes
this,
in-
by the way, American Friends, counts as a toque because it's got pom-pom. Toques
Yes.
have to have pom-poms.
Yes.
really?
This was a
Yes.
discussion the other day. And
Yes.
Yeah, toques have to have pom-poms.
Interesting.
This is not a toque. This is a beanie.
Okay.
It's a beanie or a slouchy or a
Hey,
toque.
check it out. I just learned something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a French thing. Don't mind us.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fairly close to the head, too. Like, this comes off a little bit,
Yeah.
but not a lot. Yeah. So it's already being worn. I wore it today as my hat. And I knit it on, geez, what did I knit this on? 5mm needles. 4mm for the ribbing and 5mm for the rest of the hat. I made the smallest size because my gauge was going to be bigger because it was sort of more of an Aran weight yarn. And there you go. Very happy with it. It was a great quick knit. After knitting, actually, I would have had more faux, but they've all been given away, right? I made 5 Christmas gifts this year.
Crazy pants.
That was crazy pants. And by the last, I mean, I was happy to make them, but by the end of it, I was like, I'm done. And everybody was very happy with their socks and their hat and their sweater, so it was great. But it was great to do something small afterwards that was just a quick,
How does Alejandro's sweater fit?
perfectly.
Nice.
Yeah, fits him really, really well. Actually, at some point I must get a picture of him in it and post it.
Yes.
And then the other thing I made, I didn't do it last year, but I do it almost every year. I do a draw for my team. And I put everyone's names in the hat, and then whoever's name gets pulled, they get to have a knitted item.
She means her employees, basically.
Yeah.
Your team. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just explaining.
Yeah.
It's your team at work.
So, I have one guy on my team, and I've always wanted to knit him something. Finally, he won this year. And so I made him this cowl, and then I was like, well, what do you want? He was like, I don't know. I think he was just so excited. And then I saw that Espace Tricot, who is on Instagram, and there are 2 ladies that have a wool shop in Montreal. One of them posted a picture of her husband in this cowl, which is by Pearl Soho. It's the lovely ribbed cowl. And I showed him the picture, and I was
It's
like,
manly. It
yeah.
is, yeah.
And I was like, what do you think of that? He was like, oh, I really like that. So I'm like, okay. So I went out and got a nice gray yarn. This is actually Fleece Artist cottage socks. It's fingering weight, but I double stranded it, and it just turned into a
Okay, that explains what I'm seeing up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I double stranded it, and it just turned into a super squishy cowl. The pattern is free, and it calls for 156 stitches. I made it a little bit smaller because I thought that it would be nicer if it was a bit closer. And I also made it so that it had a slit here, so that
It's easier to...
it could be worn where it opens up a little bit, because
Mm-hmm.
it's really it's really long. In fact, I didn't even make it as long as they suggest.
Rob, would you wear this?
And then you can fold it down so that it's more like a turtleneck under a coat, right? Or if it's really cold,
You
you
know
can do
that
that.
that's
I'm
gonna
serious,
be
would
the
you wear this?
thumbnail, right, for the episode with your...
Or it can be worn
Like that.
like that with this kind of like that, open and a little bit looser. That was my thinking anyway. I thought, well, let's experiment and see what happens with that. This way it's a little bit, less useful, to be honest. It makes more sense to have the slit on the shoulder so that it doesn't bunch up under the coat, which was my main thinking. So I think he's going to love it. I think it's a great color for him. And I ended up buying rather fancy yarn because I wanted a specific gray, and this was, I just wasn't finding the right.
Right to know.
He doesn't need to know that it's fancy, and he deserves it. He works really hard. He's been with us forever, and so this is for him. So there we go. That's my other bow.
Awesome.
Sue's turn!
As I just kind of put myself back together.
So, I have a faux.
How did that happen?
It just did. I wanted it done for Christmas, but I had issues with the cuff, so it didn't get done. So these are the Boba Fett socks.
Hurrah!
They're a little loose on the blocker because they've been worn. Because as soon as I finished them, he put them on his feet.
As you do.
Yeah, and basically it's a 2x2, but what I did on the foot was I did 5 rows of 2x2, 5 rows of knitting, just to see how it would fit his foot, and it worked. I did the fish lips kiss heel, and I also put some elastic thread in.
Oh, cool.
Because he found that they just weren't staying up enough. I'd have to do really a lot of a cuff for it to stay up. So I put some thread in, and he loves them.
I just realized I made a mistake.
What?
I'm just confused as to why you do a cuff on a ribbed sock.
Because he wanted a cuff.
Okay.
He wanted a 1x1 at the top.
Huh.
Normally I would knit all the way up, but his thinking was it would be tighter if I did the 1x1, but it still wasn't.
2x2 is tighter than 1x1.
Yeah, so anyways, it's done.
Goes to show what you know, Sean.
But I'll do 2x2 all the way up.
You think so?
Time.
Yes, 2x2 is definitely tighter than 1x1.
Yeah, anyway, it's done.
And 3x2 is tighter than 2x2.
And this is out of You Who Knits Fairy Sock, Irish Fairy Sock, in the Boba Fett colorway, which she dyed specifically for me. It was knit on 2.75 millimeters, which is a US 2.
It's great colors.
Yep. So I has a faux. And
That's
starting off the year
awesome.
well.
Yeah.
Yep. I couldn't find my metal sock blockers.
I don't know where mine are.
So that is that. Hee hee.
Cool.
So, whips and chains.
Who's starting?
You are.
I am?
You pulled out your sock.
Okay.
So you start.
So I've got 2 whips at the moment.
Pretty.
This was my Christmas Eve cast on with Little Bobbin's Knit.
What is that?
This is the Mercury sock
Pretty.
by, oh dear,
It's there.
by Kim Grottar. I remembered the last name, but I couldn't remember the first name. This is my Wool Barn whip week, basically, because I'm knitting with 2 yarns by Wool Barn, both gifted to me by my friend Dana in Germany, and I'm so happy to be using these yarns. So I wanted to join in on the Christmas Eve cast on, and so I have finished 1 sock at this point. This is, as I said, the Mercury. I really only used the stitch pattern. I made it toe up. It's supposed to be a cuff down, and it's a free pattern. Yeah, it really, really doesn't matter at all. And it's just a lovely lace pattern. Simple, but very effective. In fact, I'd almost want to make stockings out of this. Like, it's just the way
let's not get crazy. That might take you a whole extra couple of days.
Because, you're not Shella.
Yeah, she knit long leg warmers.
Yeah.
They were very cool. But anyway, and this is the a Wool Barn smooth sock in the peppermint bark colorway, which is just a lovely pink with little flecks of red
I thought
and
that was strawberries
purple.
and cream.
Nope. I think this is peppermint bark. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Looks like peppermint bark to me.
It does, which I thought was very...
I just think peppermint as green.
Oh.
But you're thinking pink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Candy canes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there we go. That's 1. I just started the 2nd sock when I got here today, so there's just a little teeny weeny little thingy. And it's being housed in a vintage bag. Something my mother made gazillions of years ago with her initials. MLL. Her name is Maya Lisa Lilia, but she goes by Maya usually. There we go. So that's 1 whip. It's being knit on my Chow Goose 2.25 millimeter, which is my standard. And I did the standard heel. I just love this heel, mostly because it's just so darn easy, and I've got it completely memorized.
Which one is
It's
it?
the Basic Gusset Heel by Wendy D. Johnson. Okay. But one of my goals for this year, I don't have a lot of goals, and I'm not making any hard fast. It's so easy. It's so easy. I decided that I didn't want to make a long list of to-dos as I do every year. In fact, the only thing I did, which I posted on Instagram, was decided that this year's my year of letting go. because I find I end up being really bogged down with a sense of obligation all the time, and I'm kind of tired of it.
It's that management thing again.
It's that damn management thing again. And just, I think I like to make lists, and then I try and stick to them, and I try and stick to my resolutions, and I try and stick to this, and Christmas is supposed to be like this, and I exhaust myself in the end.
That's why I normally don't make resolutions.
I really like making resolutions, but if they come along, they come along. But I was thinking I should make resolutions, and something was just kind of like
stopping
me, and then I thought there. I just need to stop these things if they don't feel right. So the letting go for me is really about just trying to listen to myself, and if I feel like making a list, I make a list, and if I don't, then I listen to that and I just don't do it. So, but I did think that it would be nice to experiment with different styles of sock making, because I've kind of, I do the same thing every time. I do like the look of a proper heel flap. I just really don't enjoy making them.
Have you done the fish lips yet?
I've come to the conclusion that I'm not a huge fan of socks that don't have a gusset.
Okay.
I find the gusset fits better.
Yeah, the fish lips kiss heel does fit Sean's foot very differently.
Yeah.
But he doesn't notice the difference.
And the socks that I have that have afterthought heels, for example, they're fine. But the socks that have a gusset, I just really enjoy wearing them a little bit more. But I'd like to experiment with a proper heel flap, the partridge, what do they call that? The eye of partridge, and just getting more comfortable with that. So that's one thing that you might see a little bit more from me this year. So, and the only other thing I've thought about is I would like to sew a garment. I have one kind of partially executed. I've got the pattern cut out, and that's as far as I got. So that might happen this year. But anyway, other than that, there's no other list yet. So that's that whip. And then the next whip is in this bag by Lowland Originals, which I got earlier in the fall. I just really enjoy.
That is super pretty.
Now, one of the Christmas presents that I made, and I posted it on Instagram, it's also on my project page, is the Skinner hat by Melissa Labar. And I made it for a friend of mine, and when I finished it, I was so in love with it. The color wasn't quite for me, and obviously it was a gift for somebody. It was really for her, and she loved it. And then I was like, I'm making myself the Skinner hat.
And then it's come the yarn turban thingy.
Yeah, because I couldn't decide, so I'm like putting the yarn on my head at work going, this one or this one? And this one ended up winning, which is another skein that Dana had sent me. Also wool barn in the smooth sock. This was the Cupid colorway. And
Dana has excellent taste in yarn.
She does. So I am I'm about halfway up the head. And I just love this stitch pattern. I absolutely love it.
Just because I'm curious.
It's the David's Tea Snow Day.
It smells so good. Every time she moves, I get a whiff of it.
It's really good. Very, very pepperminty.
I have a little bit at home.
It's really good. And actually, I went and bought another bag because I finished the first bag. And I ended up buying a 100-gram bag, and it's on sale right now.
May have to stop by David's Tea later. Especially with the new mugs.
So anyway.
Want to go to David's Tea after, Sue?
No, I'm broke. Thank you.
So this is the hat so far. It probably won't look like much. When I was knitting the first one, I thought, this is going to be so small. Is this going to slouch? But I thought, look, so many people have made this hat. I'm just going to follow the rules. I'm not going to modify. And it worked out great. So this yarn feels slightly finer than the other, but I think it's going to be fine. I ended up blocking the other one on a balloon. It had been my daughter's birthday, and there were still balloons floating around the living room. So I just grabbed one, put the hat on it, and then ran it underwater. And then put it on the drying rack. It worked out really well. And can you believe her birthday was November 28th? We still have balloons floating around. So I'm hoping that in a few days when I finish this hat, I'll be able to use one of them to block it. And I'm knitting it on 3mm needles. I don't know what happened. I misplaced the needles that I made the other hat with. They are somewhere in the house. They have to be somewhere in the house. Could not find them. So I was using a longer one and doing the magic loop thing. But because the lace is not like just a simple straight lace, it kind of goes in and out and it changes. I ended up making mistakes because there would be changes just at the join. So I ended up going out buying a new pair, and that's that. I think these are Addies. That's what I ended up getting. So there you go. So this is going to be a very light hat. It's not a winter hat in Canada. This is more of a
Spring
fall hat. More of an accessory than anything. So that's my other whip. And must show you the stitch marker. Doesn't that look beautiful? I've got like a pale pink pearl stitch marker that Sue made. Excuse me. And I was testing out at one point, and I just love these stitch markers. First of all, I love pearls. I'm almost always wearing pearls. And I think you still have some in your shop, eh?
Yep.
They're really lovely.
I actually bought them thinking of you.
Aww. Super goofs. Okay, so that's it. Those are my whips.
Sue's turn.
Oh, you want to go last, do you? Did you pick up all your stitches?
I did.
Good. She got stitches just before the podcast started.
Sorry, I've got to get to my whips.
The one drawback of this yarn is that it's super splitty.
Mm.
So it's easy to leave half the yarn behind.
So, progress on the Marco Polo by Ella Torrente. That goes in the bag because I always lose it. So I finished a sleeve. I can get it out.
She finished the sleeve!
Humongous. Turn it. There we go.
That's going to look great. Do you have any red t-shirts?
No, I don't wear red.
It's not red.
Whatever. So I finished the sleeve. I think I was about where the stitch marker or progress keeper
It really
was.
is starting to look a lot more orange now.
Yeah.
With next to the brown.
Really?
Yeah.
And I picked up the stitches for the other sleeve, and basically this is my weekend knitting because I joined the Down Cellar Studio podcast. There is a 2017 Whip 2017 in the butt, I think it's called.
Yep.
Where by the 5th of every month, it's a 12-month thing, so every month by the 5th you post what you want to finish. If you finish it by the end of the month, you're eligible for a prize. So I entered. And then Selma said that I had to have the sleeve finished by today or I'd be in a lot of trouble, and she scares me.
It's kind of funny because now it really reminds me of the nightmare sweater my mom knit me when I was little. I was 3 years old. She knit me a sweater in cream, brown, and orange. It was a variegated Sayal yarn.
It was the 70s.
Yes, it was the 70s, and it had wooden buttons, and I used to get made fun of so bad for that sweater.
Why?
Don't know. But I used to get made fun of for pretty much everything when I was a kid, so. But I hated that sweater. It was scritchy, but this is, like, it's the same colors. That's the only similarity. Same colors.
It's really nice, though.
Thanks. This is
Stand up and put it on.
No.
Like that. No.
No. Not happening.
This is knit out of Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Sport in cream, brown, and burnt orange on size, you think I'd know this by now, 4 millimeters and 4.5, which is a US 6 and 7. Yeah, it's not a travel project anymore. It hasn't been for a while.
So your goal is to finish that by the
bag.
end of January?
Sorry?
And it lives in that bag.
It lives in a bag that is actually for a cross stitch frame.
Sorry, so Sue, your goal is to finish this by the end of January?
Yes.
Cool.
And if I don't, I think I'm just going to hide from you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if I showed the shawl.
She'll have to take some vacation or something.
Yeah. Give me a few days so I'll forget.
Did I show the shawl last time? Can't remember, but I got...
Last time was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't remember what I had for breakfast. Do you expect me to remember that?
So, the slog through the black is just about done. Where the stitch marker is where I was last time. So, I got a lot done.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and right now I'm doing the buttonholes. So once I get to the color work, I think it's going to go really quick after that.
actually, you got, even though you had made mistakes and stuff, you got through the color work really quickly.
Yes.
Color work's fun to do.
Yeah, I made mistakes and I just went, you know what? It's not going to show, and she didn't care.
No.
She being the daughter.
Really nice feeling yarn too.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Patton's, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Patton's Classic?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice.
Yeah. And I'm hoping to get this done quite quickly and give it to her. So this is the Shawl by Drea Renee Knits out of Patton's Classic Wool in black, dark gray mix. I do that every time. Aran and Mercury. On 6 millimeters, which is a US 10. Shush!
She does do it every single time.
I don't even notice. What is it that you're doing?
Because I go,
She
and in
says
dark gray, mix.
She always like tries to do the mix as a separate color.
It's not. So I will show you what the actual pattern page looks like. So that's what it looks like. And she wanted it all in black, and I said there is no bleeping way you're getting that thing all in black. The middle section.
But we love you.
Yeah, I love you. Just not that much. It's really outgrowing this bag. The bag that was gifted to me. What else do I have? One, two,
Your hoodie?
I have it. Yeah, the test knit. So I asked permission. I was sent a link, like, you know, as people send you links to, do you want to join this group? And so I got sent a link, and I did talk to the designer, and she said that I can show it. So this is the Wool Over Their Eyes hoodie.
Aw, that's adorable.
Isn't it?
Really cute.
So I'm doing the 18-month size.
I don't even care what the sweater looks like at this point. Give me the baby.
I'm doing the 18-month size, and I waited to talk to Chelsea, who is my nephew's wife, and she wanted the 18 months so that it'll fit longer. So really, I'm about to join in the round, and I wasn't sure. I wanted to use stash. I couldn't really find stash and then it's DK, and then I saw this stuff, and I'm like, can I pull that off? And what did you say?
I said babies can pull off anything.
And did I write what this is? Yeah, it is.
No, you did not.
No, I did not. Why do I have to? Oh, that's for...
Silly woman.
Do you remember what it is?
No.
We'll put it in the
I'll put
show
it in
notes.
the show notes because I wrote the yarn for something else, which I didn't even put in the... Never mind. I'm okay. This is on size
She copy-pasted.
3.75 millimeter needles, which is a US 5.
She
You're
copied
just
where
fine.
she shouldn't have.
Yes.
Pasted
I
where
put
she
the
shouldn't
yarn
have.
for something else, which is this. So, I am knitting Intersection by Kristen Finley, which she
Who is Skein,
Yes.
not the one I said.
No.
I said Vollenvine.
No.
It's Skein.
She's skein yarn from
When I
Australia.
did the
Oh, yeah.
episode
They're
by
both
myself.
Kristen.
Yes, that's where I got confused.
Although this is Kristen with an E, and
yeah.
Vollenvine is Kristen with an
Look
I.
it.
Just so you know, because I used to get that mixed up.
Do you think I know how to
No, I know
spell
the
their
difference.
names?
So that is Intersection, and I am knitting it out of Tove yarn, which is a Sadness yarn. Is that German?
No, it's Scandinavian. I think
Scandinavian.
they're
In
they're
colorways light gray, dark gray, and natural.
from Denmark or Norway.
Garn is Danish or something, yeah.
Yeah, it's either Denmark or Norway that they're
So the dark color on the top is where I
from. I
am.
think.
So basically,
And I think it's Tove. I think it would be pronounced
maybe.
Tove.
I was looking
Which
for...
is actually a woman's name, isn't it? Those of you who are there?
I was looking for a DK yarn. Well, actually, I was looking for sport, and I couldn't find something I liked. So I was looking for a DK yarn in these 3 colors, and I happened to notice this on the bottom shelf at Wool Time. Like, you really couldn't see it.
It's a really nice color.
Yeah, so this is where I'm at. I started this on Monday.
It's like a really dark charcoal.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was kind of walking through the store with my eyes closed last time I was there, so I wouldn't be tempted.
I went there specifically for that, and I had a gift card, so I have a gift card
I
for
was
Christmas.
just there to help Holly pick sweater yarn. With your help.
Yes, that was fun. Holly's texting me about different yarns, and I know she's with Lynn.
Well, she was asking my advice for sweater knitting, and I'm like, talk to Selma. I've never successfully knit an adult sweater out of anything other than acrylic, so.
Yeah.
That's all my whips.
So what are the other 2 colors you're going for with that?
This?
Do you have them here?
No.
Oh.
It's cream and light gray.
Okay.
You're on a roll with that.
Yeah, and this pattern, it goes from sort of a dark to light. She's got lots of kits on her site if you want to see. And she gifted us this pattern. It's just lovely.
And the only reason I actually bought yarn is because I had a gift card.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wish people around me would give me gift cards for yarn stock shops.
Well, it was actually, no, sorry.
It wasn't for a yarn shop.
No, it
was
was
it?
a Visa gift
okay.
card. Sorry, Visa, and that's why.
That reminds me, I still have a MasterCard one somewhere I have to figure out how to use.
So what else is Lynn
And,
knitting?
what about
I
you?
suppose it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of whips.
You got a lot of whips.
I did the New Year's Eve cast on for
Everybody.
camp.
Cast on all the things.
So this is Rob's new pair of socks.
And you know what? I don't know what happened. I wanted to sign up for winter camp, and I just got completely
Distracted.
distracted.
You
And
got
then,
distracted by Christmas knitting.
yeah, and then suddenly I realized, wait, what was the deadline?
It
Oh,
was the
that was
20th.
like 2 days ago. And then, so that was the end of that.
You can still sign up, you just can't be part of a cabin.
Uh-huh.
And the cabins aren't competing against each other this year, so it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah.
So these are Rob's new socks.
Branching
And
out, is he?
I am amazed he is allowing me to use tweed.
And green. It's not
Well,
black
it's a
or
dark
blue.
color. It's a dark color.
Okay.
As long as it's a dark, solid color, he's happy. So this is actually not a solid color, but we're not going to tell him that, although he's probably going to watch this. It's a very, very subtle tonal. Because there are... It's like a heathered color.
It's so subtle.
It's very, very subtle.
It's so subtle that
I'll
it's...
never notice. So this is just my standard sock. I do a 3x2 rib for him all the way down because he has one ankle twice the size of the other. So this is just based on the sock recipe, A Good Plain Sock by Stephanie Pearl McPhee. I don't really use a pattern anymore. That's how I learned to knit socks, was from her. So
You do a heel flap?
I do a heel flap for him because he insists that the socks all be exactly the same. Okay.
Well,
fine.
if that's what he likes.
That's what he
that's
likes.
the best
And
thing.
he wears them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He washes them by hand. He begrudges how long they take to dry, but I suggested he get a salad spinner. Because that's how Jen dries her socks.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so
I
I
get-
suggested we go to the dollar store and get a salad spinner.
I get handed a pile of socks on every Sunday.
So, I finished his last socks. I showed them on the last podcast. I'm pretty sure, as a photo or the one before. But anyway, I gave them to him when he arrived. I asked him if he wanted me to save them for his birthday, and he said no. So he got them the day he arrived, and he wore them, I think, the next day. So.
The gray ones.
Yeah,
They were
the gray
gray,
ones.
right?
Yeah, the
It's
gray
also a
Regia
really
ones.
nice color.
I have a darker gray in the Regia, and I also have a black that I got off of somebody's D-stash. So I've got the next
I
several
remember
pairs of
that.
socks lined up.
You bought that specific. You got
Yeah,
it.
I got it specifically for his socks, because what the heck else am I going to do with it? But, so that's the 3x2 rib, and it is in Knit Picks Stroll Tonal, and the colorway, Stroll Tweed, I'm sorry, not Stroll Tonal. And the colorway is Lost Lake Heather, I think. I don't know where I am here.
Sorry.
All the way at the bottom. Lost Lake Heather, yes. On 2.5 millimeter, which is the US 1.5. So that's...
Sorry, I'm just realizing that my necklace keeps hitting my knitting needle. So if you're picking
Your
that up,
knitting
I'm sorry.
meeting?
Blah, 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 blah.
I'm gonna save the blanket for last because I have added a crap ton of squares to the blanket.
I know, every day on Instagram, it's like, whoa, another one,
2 or
another
3.
one, another one.
Well, Mandy and Sarah and I have a little thing going.
They got a thing going.
We got a thing going. It's a friendly competition. We're trying to see who can add the most squares to the blanket in 1 year.
That's an excellent competition.
See, I just don't have the time to knit a square. It just takes too much.
It takes me about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I literally have no life outside of knitting right now, so might as well.
Take advantage.
And the socks are living in my pretty little bag from Amanda Panda. What's her shop called again?
Stitching You and More.
Stitching You and More, and her, well, no, her podcast is non-existent now because she's on Twitch. I don't know the name of her. Stitch Together 4G, I thought was the shop.
Thank you. What's
Stitching You and More is the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got it right at one
Okay,
point.
Stitch Together 4G is the shop. Go check her out. She makes lovely bags, and I really, really love this one. I especially love it because it's got crocheted chains on the inside. The fabric. So that's what that lives in. And what else did I cast on New Year's Eve?
In another great bag.
And another awesome bag. This one is from the Gamer Widows.
Yeah.
Who is our friend Emma in Australia. I cast on the Geology Shawl.
Which is the Geology Shawl? Do you have the pattern there?
Nope. It's all different sections. So each section has a different stitch type. So the top is just stockinette. And then this is seed stitch. And then this is the lace section. And the next one I think is sort of like a stair-step pattern. It's a knit and purl pattern that I have to follow a chart for. So that's why I haven't gotten that far. But these are the first 3 sections. There are 3 more. And I'm very much enjoying knitting.
And this is out of?
That is Juliana's Fiber Lucky Star in the opal colorway. That was my birthday yarn.
And she
I
got
love
us
it
skeins as
so
well. And I
much.
made the
One of Mina's.
one of Mina's shawls
Across the pond, wasn't it?
across the pond. Oh, here's the Geology.
Yes.
This is
It
by Very
is
Busy
by-
Monkey.
Yes, Very Busy Monkey. I did try to find her real name, but she doesn't have anything. But I think she's a teacher, so that might be why her real name is non-ref. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous shawl, and I've wanted to make it since the
It's
first time I
very
saw
nice.
it. And somebody gifted me the pattern.
And that'll be a
I
lot of
can't remember who
fun
knew.
because it's just different
Sorry.
from one section to the next.
But somebody gifted me the pattern this year. So I wanted to cast it on as soon as possible. And I wanted an understated color. And you can't really see this unless I hold it up really, really close. But you see all those pops of color? There's blue, green, pink, yellow. And when you hold it back, it just looks like gray.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's why it's called Opal.
Yes.
Very
Thank you,
opal-like.
Juliana. It's fantastic yarn. And thank you to whoever gifted me the pattern. I'm very sorry I've forgotten who it was. So that was another New Year's Eve cast on. What else have I got? Well, I didn't cast this on New Year's Eve, but I cast it on the next... No, I did cast this on New Year's Eve. Maybe it was the shawl that I didn't cast on till the next day. I am knitting this for a friend who asked for a Gryffindor scarf. And my cousin has been so excited about looking at my progress on this. I'm going to try to get this done with only 1 skein of each because I have 2 skeins of each. And if I can get it done with only 1 skein of each, then I can make one for my cousin too. And cousin is definitely knit-worthy. She is the recipient of the blanket. So this is my Gryffindor scarf so far. And it is, I just winged the pattern. I cast on 40 stitches. I did 10 rows of garter. The rest is stockinette with 4 stitches of selvage on each side, which is going to have to be severely blocked because it's curling behind. And I do 16 rows of each color.
And it literally is the perfect colors.
It is. And this yarn is so nice to knit with. Feel this.
Oh, it's lovely. It's a lovely tweed yarn.
This is Barocco Remix.
I was going to say, that's
which
what it
is a combination of cotton, linen, silk, I believe rayon, and I can't remember what all else, possibly wool. But it's all reclaimed fibers. They're all recycled fibers.
Kind of awesome.
And I love this yarn. I made myself a tank top in this. And if it fit properly, I would wear it. The shoulder straps are way too long and the body part is a little too tight. So I don't wear it yet.
When you grow 2 inches, you can wear it.
When I grow 2 inches and lose about 20 pounds. We'll see. I may frog it and make something else for myself out of it. But I love this stuff. It's so nice it's so soft. It's almost got like a hand lotion quality to it.
Is it the silk?
Yeah, I think it's the silk.
And they've got good colors too. It's an interesting yarn.
There is vegetable matter in the yarn. I occasionally pick it out.
That's probably from
to
the
be
linen.
expected, probably. So this is the strawberry color, and this is buttercup.
That's a weird name for that.
Strawberry?
It looks strawberry to me. The buttercup is a little less, because buttercups are very bright yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But, I like it. And I had originally bought this to make my son a Harry Potter sweater when he was about 8.
I was going to say, a long
And then
time
he grew up.
He's an adult now. Not a small adult either. So he's very tall, and there's no way I would have still had enough yarn to make him a sweater, so it is being turned into a Gryffindor scarf instead. So this is for my friend Faye, and possibly another one for my cousin. I was going to say my niece, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay, how can you not knit for Faye?
Well, she did ask me to knit her something akin to kilt hose. She didn't have a pattern, she had a picture, and she kind of wanted me to reverse engineer them, and I was like, that's a bit beyond my abilities. So, and that is living in my Heffalumps bag from Mina, who is the knitting expat, and I've been very much enjoying her exploits in New York. And the cats have apparently now forgiven her and have started hanging out on the bed again.
Oh, good.
They are so cute, those guys. They've got to be the floppiest looking cats I think I've
know.
ever
What
seen.
breed is that?
Scottish fold.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
They're the
if
cutest
I
damn
ever
things.
meet them, the first thing I'm going to go do is stick my head in their bellies.
Yes. So Hugo and Derek, be warned.
So
Auntie Selma wants to come snorgle you.
Oh my goodness.
I got a little bit of progress done on my hitchhiker before Christmas. So I was there.
Good job.
So I am now up to 34 teeth. I did not finish it before New Year's Eve because I injured my shoulder.
Did you?
How did I injure my shoulder?
How did you injure your shoulder?
I knit too much.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
I'm not kidding.
Was it 4 days you couldn't knit?
2 weeks.
Or 2? Oh, wow.
2 weeks I
Okay,
didn't
everybody,
knit.
do some shoulder
That's why I keep
exercises.
sitting up and pushing my...
This muscle here, all in here, and my wrist.
So what were
I
you-
couldn't move my thumb.
What
it
were you
was
knitting that made you injure
all
yourself?
the things. I mean, you saw the streak I was on before Christmas.
True.
I overdid it. And I didn't take it easy when my shoulder started bothering me, and then everything else started bothering me too. So these days, it still hurts a bit.
And people don't believe that there are knitting injuries.
Oh, there are knitting
Well, anything
injuries.
repetitive can
Yeah, it's a
cause
repetitive
injury.
motion
Knitting
injury.
injuries, knitting muscles.
And the way I sleep too hurts my shoulder. So
Oh.
I've been trying to not sleep on that side because when I roll over onto that side, I actually push my shoulder forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been not helping. So I'm really liking how the gradient is coming out though.
It is. It's very nice.
Ta-da! It's really starting to get dark
Ta-da!
now at the top. So things are going really well with my camp project, so I may work on this a little bit. Try to finish it soon. Because I would like to add the other end. I have this end in my blanket. I want the other end of the gradient in my blanket too.
Yes, because you took some off before you started.
Yes, and I'm kind of regretting not doing that with the socks and the shawl. But that's okay, there'll be lots left. So that is the Hitchhiker by Martina Beam. And it is out of My Color Wheelhouse, Everyday Sock, in the Arctic Kiwi Gradient colorway. And I love her yarn. It's so much fun to knit with. Was she the one who just had a baby just after she started dying?
She had a baby not long ago.
Yeah, she had a baby. I think baby's like a year old, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and I got smart. I got sick of counting the teeth every time. Because I would. Every time I finished one, I would have to check to see how many I had. I started putting walking stitch markers every 10 teeth.
Stephanie Pearl McPhee would say that's
So
not...
I know, because she was
What would she say?
in the speed knitting class that we took with her.
'Cause, you know,
she
you
was like,
stop and
you
you
finish your row, you spread it out, you take a look at what you did, and you're like, oh, it's so nice.
And you're wasting time.
Yes.
Exactly.
You are wasting time.
She literally looked at me and went, stop that.
You have to. Well, I guess you have to knit in front of a mirror and just admire as you continue or something. You're not allowed to stop.
She's a hell of a lady, the yarn harlot.
It was just, that course was hilarious because she was just barking at everybody.
She is so funny. And that lives in my fantastic Marvel Comics bag from Andrea the cat lady. And nobody can have it. It's mine. Huh. You would not believe how many people have tried to get this bag for me.
Mm-hmm.
My dad. My kids.
People in the grocery store.
Random people at the grocery store. It's mine. Y'all can't have it. And last but not least, I'll show you the bag first. This is where my blanket project lives. This and my awesome granny bag. My large awesome granny pirate bag is full of minis. This is the rest of the minis and the blanket. So that's my sunflower bag from Sue. From fabric that I brought back from Joann's. And now I am so sorry. Epic. About the number of squares that I have to show you. There are
because you did 20.
13 on that page and 3 on that page. So I got 16 squares to show you.
But I thought you did one for the thing with Sarah, one every day.
Yeah. Last time I showed it to them was the 17th of December.
Oh, sorry.
She forgot we haven't podcasted in a while.
That's 16.
Okay.
16. But it
So
was
the
more than
last
16
one I
days
showed
ago.
was the jingle. And the jingle is, oh my goodness.
Was it
There's the jingle. So, this one is Sundara sock in black over brick from Andrea the cat lady. It's a very deep brown. You can't really tell. It looks black on the screen. But it's a very deep brown tonal, and it's got some amazing colors in it. This one is one of my favorites to knit with so far. I've really enjoyed this one. This was Love Knots Purple Gradient, also from Andrea. Love Knots is our friend Rachel. So go check out her shop on Etsy. This one. Oh, this one. It's nice. I really enjoyed the gradient a lot.
It's beautiful.
This
that is gorgeous.
That's from Holly.
Yeah.
This is Manos del Uruguay, Alegria. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Alegria.
And
there you go.
An unknown colorway. So there. It's their Christmas yarn this year, I think. Or last year's.
And that means joy.
And it's so pretty and squishy. This was a One Twisted Tree.
Well, you got One Twisted Tree. You are lucky.
Disco Lemonade from Mandy, who is Mandy Pinecone Crafts.
And why?
One Twisted yarn Tree is gorgeous.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know who this is.
Oh, I've met her, and it's the Prairie Girls Knit and Spin.
Okay.
One of them. I think it's
Danny. Oh, okay. It was super fun to knit with. This one was Regia in an unknown colorway from Mina. You can't really tell, but there's stripes of different blues. This, of course, is our own Juliana. Juliana's Fiber, Lucid Dreams, in her Carousel colorway. I believe I gave the leftovers to Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. This is Rob's sock. This is Regia. No, it's not. I'm sorry. This is the Kramer Yarns Socon sock or Soson sock. This was the one you gave me that you didn't remember. In the flannel colorway. But there was a label with your name on it.
Really?
Yeah. It was a while ago. So anyway, this came from Selma and she didn't know it. This one is Sirdar Heart and Soul. I thought Heart and Soul was Red Heart, but this one specifically said Sirdar on the label, so maybe they have the one as well. It's Move to the Groove, and that's also by Mina. From Mina, rather. The stripy one is Night Owl Fibers in My Favorite Things. And I very much enjoyed knitting with this. I didn't realize it was gray until I was almost at the end. I didn't realize I'd moved into a gray stripe.
Her colors are always so beautiful, I have to say.
Yes, it is. And that's from Mandy. This square is my nemesis. This is the Noro. I had a callus on my index finger. The callus got ripped to shreds by the Noro.
It's amazing. But this is the Noro Silk Garden?
I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm never knitting
or
with Noro
Tayo
again.
sock?
I don't know. It was an unmarked mini. It came from Michael, who is Yellow ZX5, and
it's all your fault, Michael.
Also, the Gaynator podcast. He sent me this, and it's very pretty. I am never knitting with Noro again.
I knit with Noro once.
Jen, the Noro is your problem now.
I don't have a problem with Noro.
This one, I wish I knew what this was. Somebody gave this to me at Rhinebeck last year. Not this past year, but the year before. And I haven't got the first clue what it is. It looks a lot like the Ursula that Brandy sent us, but I still have that, and it's marked with a tag from Brandy. So I don't know what this is. It's sparkly, it's purple, it's black. I don't know. Sue, I don't know if you got any of this. This is Gay Man Glitter Poop from Michael.
No.
I mean, Gay Man Glitter Poop.
Well, unless it's in the little bag that Mandy sent me.
It might be, because the Noro and this one were
Maybe
in a bag from Mandy.
I haven't knit that stuff
But
yet.
this is the Gay Man Glitter Poop. He made his mother a hitchhiker out of this, and his mother adores it. It is also sparkly, so actually 2 sparkly squares next to each other, but that's okay. The pink. Oh, the pink. This is Mad Tosh Light.
Oh, in the Pop Rocks or whatever?
Pop Rocks.
Mandy.
Which is leftovers from Mandy's sweater.
Yeah, I've still got my mini. Haven't used it yet.
Such
a great color.
This one is Cupcake Yarns in the Sven colorway from the Frozen series. Also from Mandy. Anything Cupcake is from Mandy. Finally.
My shoulders hurt.
Shoulder stretching.
That's not going to work. This one is Knit Picks Felici in the Sweetheart colorway. This one I think is not actually a fingering weight because it's so much thicker than all the others, and it's really sort of straining the boundaries of being a square. I believe this is River City Yarns Eden in the Eldora colorway. Now, Rav has this listed as a worsted weight. It's not worsted, but it's definitely a lot thicker than
It's more like a sport weight.
It's sport-ish.
But hey, once you add another square, you'll be fine.
And that's from my friend Sarah, who is Rabbit Ribbit Lamb on Etsy. And this is also from Sarah. This is the polar opposite of the previous yarn. It's a thin single. And it's Lichen and Lace in the Sweet Potato colorway. Also from my friend Sarah. And that one I had enough for all 3 of us to get a mini. It's a light fingering. This is a heavy, I would say. So, but I had to put them next to each other. I was going to put the Lichen and Lace here, but I don't think I would have gone, no, I had to offset them a little bit, the brown and the beige. So that's what I've added to the blanket, all 16 squares of it.
Can I see, like, the whole thing?
Can we open it up?
Oh my god. Well, I've got the end, so sure.
Okay, so I'm here.
Woo.
This is going to be king size.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Designed to be a king-size blanket. It's 35 squares across.
How are you going to sleep under this? You're just going to want to look at it all the time.
So this is the width, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Wow.
And I mean, I love
how it's symmetrical now that everything's joined.
Yeah. And I'm loving the way it's knitting up. Because, I mean, I look at this and I think of the black socks I made Rob.
Yeah.
And I look at... Where is it?
That's mine.
Yes, that's yours, as is this, I think.
And so is this one. So
Yeah,
are these
from
ones.
me.
That
I
one
actually
too.
traded you that one. That came from me, that yarn.
This one?
That one.
That's right.
I traded you for
That's
that
right.
yarn. Because you had never tried Juliana's. This is your featherweight.
Yeah.
That's my first look at Pirates Love Rainbows. I love this square.
Which I'm wearing on my feet, by the way. I've got my Pirates Love Rainbow socks.
These are your socks.
Those are my socks.
These are my baby sweaters.
Yeah, that's
These
from me.
here.
That's from me.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yep. Because
But I'm not making one.
Sorry.
I have to say, I still haven't finished my daughter's blanket.
That's
and that's
my
gotta,
hitchhiker right there.
that's gotta
my
finish,
first
get
hitchhiker.
finished first.
There's a goal.
Yeah, actually, that's something that I'm hoping to do this year is to progress on it.
I mean,
not
there are
finish
so
it.
many people included in this blanket.
Because when you're knitting or crocheting it, she's just loving it, right? When she sees
Absolutely,
it
and she really wants it.
it's gonna be an heirloom.
Yeah.
I have about 20 people so far included in this blanket.
And who knows about the unknowns?
There are unknowns that I've forgotten who gave them to me.
Okay, that just, like, holy crap.
I know, I love, that's, nothing says screw you like a rainbow. I managed to get the whole rainbow in the square and just a little square of the sky.
It's awesome.
It's one of my favorites. But there are so many gorgeous colors and so many yarns that, you know, were left over from other people's projects. This is actually, somebody else gave this to me, but it's the same yarn that I used in a shawl. It's Juliana's Luna colorway. This is my socks that Sue brought me back.
I think I gave it to you.
This one? Okay, because I also have a skein of that I made a shawl out of. And I didn't keep them in.
Oh, that's the one I brought you back?
Yeah, that's the one you brought me back from Washington. So, you know, a lot of memories in this blanket so far, which is
why it's called a memory blanket.
Called a Cozy Memories blanket. I'm using 2 separate patterns. I took separate elements from both. I've got the Knitted Patchwork Recipe by Martine Ellis and the Memory Blanket by Georgie Nicholson. Mine is done on... I lost myself here. No, it's because I was looking there and then I was looking up there. Mine is done on 2.75 millimeters, which is US 2, and I'm playing footsies with Selma.
Can you tell?
That's on my lips.
All right. 2.5 pages of show notes. Gonna be a while, people.
Sorry.
No. Oh my gosh. Well, we should go into cowl talk. So 2016 is over, which means that our Brown Bag Sock Club is over. In total for the year, we had 547 projects. For the whole year.
Way to go, people.
Way to go, people.
Actually, it's more than that because some people were doubling up because they already had their 3 posts for the month. So we have a minimum of 550 projects.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Penny was just knitting like a fiend and she kept doubling up.
So before the podcast, we used the random number generator thingamajiggy. And we've got 2 prizes. We've got 1 prize for the last quarter. And then what we did was we added up the 4 quarters and pulled for the entire year as well. So for the first quarter, the post was number 99.
Drum roll.
Sorry,
should we all just say her screen name together?
Yeah, it's our friend
Mohall.
Our friend Holly, who she went for.
I went to the yarn store and out for tie with her just the other day on her birthday.
And it was number 99, and I think there were, 108 posts?
Yes.
She was one of the last posts. And
so she gets this fiber stash,
which
in
is
the Lady
so
Mary
nice.
colorway. And then a set of snagless stitch markers with a Celtic knot from Seattle Sky Dye Works.
Who is our friend Sarah.
And we're going to see you soon, so yay.
Yeah.
Put that back in. And let's
so there you go.
It's
Congratulations.
Labyrinth night we're having at her place, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're watching the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie.
That Sue has never seen.
Neither have I.
So this is part of the grand prize.
We're going to have to lint roll that.
Yes. And then there
are a lot of animals in this house.
Pirate's yarn in the lilac oak, and it's a fingering weight.
That's such a great color.
And her base is so soft. Like, you can't see the halo on this.
Yeah.
But it is so soft.
Even though it's winter, we kind of went with a summer theme.
Yes.
Hold that, please. And then we have...
I was going to say, we might not get it back if you let her hold it.
Such beautiful colors. I think it's going to make a beautiful anything, really. It could be a nice shawl.
And then we have a set of penny points, which is solid copper therapeutic needles. And I think they're 2.5s?
Yes, and those are the coated ones.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who got uncoated ones. Because we weren't sure that people would be able to handle the smell. Because you do, it smells like holding a handful of pennies if they're not coated. I don't mind them uncoated at all. But I figured Sue would have an issue with it, so we got the other 2 sets uncoated, or coated.
And then we got a pair of snagless stitch markers by Seattle Sky Dye Works with a dolphin.
Not a pair, a set.
A set, sorry.
Pairs 2.
This is going back in the bag.
And so, out of 547 entries, number 50 was drawn. And that is Yarn Friendly 2. So congratulations, you won this. Yep. So send me your addresses, people. Well, Holly will see you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Holly, you don't.
Well,
need
we'll
to send
see you.
us
So
your
we'll give it
address.
to you when we see you. But Yarn Friendly 2, please send me a PM, and I'll send that to you. It's gonna live with me for a little bit. until you get it.
Hopefully you'll get the yarn with the pack.
I promise you'll get the yarn.
So what's next?
Cool. So, well, I guess we're gonna start the Brown Bag Sock Club again for this year, and
The threads are up.
the
they're
threads
open.
are up, and we've got our prize chosen already for the first quarter, which is going to be this beautiful yarn by Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns on Etsy. Isn't that gorgeous? No, she's
no.
not.
Just so you're not disappointed, it's going to be on the top.
And we've chosen this set of 6 stitch markers, also by Seattle Sky Dye Works. These
love
fantastic mushrooms.
I love the mushrooms.
I know.
So get knitting, people, and posting in our sock club. So there you go.
And
Lots of
just
fun.
an aside, with Seattle Sky Dye Works, you can now order any of her stitch markers for either knitting or crochet. All
Cool.
her listings have the option to have them converted to crochet stitch markers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's going to be our prize for the first quarter. So I think those threads are up, right?
Oh,
You've
yeah,
put them up
they're
and
open.
everything. They're open, and start knitting socks, people. And feel free to double dip because there's lots of other
I
sock
think
cows
there's
around.
already an FO.
Is there?
I think so.
I think
Cool.
so. Is it Penny?
No, it's not Penny. Penny, how come?
We've got you covered, Penny. We know it's you.
And then we have another cowl. You want to talk about it?
Sure.
So,
soft.
I have been wanting to
My mom
do
gave me this
a
one.
different kind of cowl, and Selma and I had a couple discussions, and we talked to Lynn about it, and we have decided to do a 2017 Travel the World by Design. So basically, it is continent driven. So we're going to do 4 quarters. We know that's not going to cover all the continents, but that's how we figured out we're going to do it. And our first continent chosen was Oceania, which includes Australia and New Zealand.
And Tasmania.
And
yeah.
the little islands,
Well, yeah,
right?
so,
And-
yeah,
yes.
anything in there.
Anything in that continent.
Yeah, so those are just kind of the two we
So if you knit, well, basically it's only about designers, not about yarn.
no, and they have to live there.
Yeah, not their nationality. So they have to live in that area in order to be eligible. So in fact, you're knitting in the cowl at this very moment because
Yes.
she's knitting the intersection by Kristen Finley, who is in Australia.
So yeah, all designers living there. And for example, Helen Stewart, who is from Australia but is living in the UK, she would be considered for the UK.
For Europe.
Yeah,
Once we get to Europe. Yeah, so we're starting with Oceania,
Yep.
Australia and Oceania.
Yep, it's a 3-month cowl.
And we're not geography experts, so you'll have to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And any designers from there?
Whips count.
Absolutely.
In the chatter thread, we would very much like you to mention any designers you know from the area, from that continent, if we
Yeah.
haven't already got them listed.
Yeah, because I don't think we've got an exhaustive
no,
list.
the list I put up is New Zealand. I haven't even added Australia in there.
Right.
So
Yeah. So
Send us suggestions because we'd like to see new designers
absolutely.
too.
Yeah. So you can do a search by country in Ravelry.
Yep.
And get a whole bunch of ideas. Like Australia, there's Amba O'Brien, there's Kristen Finley, there's Claire Devine.
well, there's excuse me, like you can actually search for like 4 or 5 at a time in the search.
For countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 or 5 at a time.
Interesting.
So, yeah. It's a kind of a neat feature, and I think a lot of people didn't know we could do that.
Yeah. So join us on the cowl, knitting with people from that, with designs from people from that area of the world. That's where we're going to start. We're not going to tell you where we're going next. It's going to last 3 months, so you've got 3 months to finish your project. We'll have an FO thread, and in the FO thread, you'll want to say where the designer's from.
Yeah.
And super fun.
And it's the overall cal is going to be about 18 months because we'll
Yeah.
probably continue into next year so we can hit all 6 continents.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Now, you may know that there's also another cowl going on right now that is going across the world by continents as well. It's only lasting 6 months. Sockcetra is involved in it. The Bakery Bears are involved, and some other podcasters.
Pink Hair Girl Knits, I think, is involved.
Yeah, and Knit Knacker as well. Anyway, feel free to double dip and go check out their...
It was just funny that...
Yeah, we found out about 4 days after we announced it on the last podcast that they were doing this.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, well, we didn't know.
Yeah, and we happen to be choosing the same continent to start off with, but obviously because they're doing it in 1 month only, like they're each section only lasts 1 month, whereas ours lasts 3 months. We'll be off very quickly.
For myself, I need 3 months, personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we may have chose Oceania because I wanted to knit this.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We were very excited about Kristen's new shawl and her generosity as well, so we wanted to start with that.
Yeah, she's a great friend.
So,
yay!
So there we go.
I'm actually going to be putting, her yarn is probably going to end up in my thingy. That's Sarah.
Oh,
find your fade.
I wasn't going to do this.
Neither was I.
Yeah, and I'm actually trying to decide which project I'm going to knit for this part of the cowl. And I think it's going to be something by Amba O'Brien. I've been wanting to knit. The Calera was her design.
Yeah.
I love her designs. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to knit the Lily Pilly. I'm just fantasizing about the colors at this point.
I have no idea what I'm going to pick. I'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
So join us.
So, on the boob tube, all you.
Oh yeah, I just want to mention 2 podcasts that I've discovered lately. Mm-hmm. Chile Knits, which is with Connie, and she's actually living in Santiago de Chile, and she's a dyer, so you might know her yarn known as Chile Knits, and she's just started a podcast, and it's really, really nice. And her mother is very knowledgeable about art. I can't remember why exactly. So every podcast they are featuring an artist from somewhere. Awesome. And then she goes and dyes yarn
with the inspiration.
With the inspiration of that artist and the piece that her mother has chosen, I think.
It's kind of awesome.
So they started with a Chilean artist the first time, and then I think Jackson Pollock was the next one, and so it's really neat. The other podcast that I've noticed...
This is exciting for me. The next one you're going to mention.
Have you watched it?
I watched the first one, and it was amazing.
Yeah. It's a Espace Tricot, it's in English, but it's got a French name because it's a yarn shop.
The shop has a French name, yeah.
The yarn shop is in Montreal, and in Montreal, in the province of Quebec, the names of shops have to be in French. At least first. You can have it again in English afterwards if you like. So the store is called Espace Tricot, and it's owned by Lisa and Melissa. Lisa has since moved to New York, so they're owning it kind of in 2 countries together. And they've got an incredible selection of yarn in their shop, which I've never been to, but I've been on their website, and then them talking about, they knit fantastic stuff. And they're great. They're very dynamic, lots of fun. So go check it out if you're looking for a new podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've just been watching my same old.
Yeah, I have to say I don't watch a lot of new ones, but once in a while something piques my interest, and then I've really enjoyed these ones.
It's funny for me because the only podcast I have been watching is my own, ours, because I need to see what this one over here writes. Because she goes home with the podcast and adds stuff, and I am shaking my head, spitting my coffee out all over myself, sometimes on the screen.
It's not my fault you can't control yourself.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So,
no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. So
yeah.
Yeah. Oh! Before I forget, because it just went through my mind.
You had an apostrophe?
Is that an apostrophe?
It's an epiphany.
Did I say apostrophe?
No, it's because
somebody else did.
It's from Hook.
Oh, okay. I've had an apostrophe.
Lightning has just struck my brain. When the hook goes, that must have hurt. Sorry.
No, before Christmas, people had posted on games. I had asked you guys about games, and then I thanked you for posting them. I know you put it later, but I was just afraid. And I wanted to let you know that I bought 2 games for the kids, which have both been really great. I bought Quirkle Trio, which is very interesting. It's all about shapes and colors, and there are actually 3 games. We've only played 1 so far. And then the other one we got was Timeline, which is a really interesting game about putting historical events or inventions or discoveries in chronicle origin.
That sounds cool.
It's a very cool game. I'll lend it to you, actually. It's just a little card game. And we've had a lot of fun playing both of those. So thank you so much for your suggestions. In fact, Quirkle had been suggested by...
many people.
Yeah, and then other people that I had met previously. So I was like, okay, Quirkle has to get bought. And then when I looked up Timeline online, I was like, this just looks really interesting. And it's
educational.
It's educational. And that's what the person had said, that it's sneakily, educational. So I thought, that's great. And even for us, because you know what? I didn't know when croissants first appeared on the market. I didn't know when zippers first started. Oh, croissants? Oh, darn crap. Now I got to remember.
Oh, darn crap.
There
now
are
I want a croissant. Thanks.
I've got some in the kitchen.
It was around in I think it was the early 1800s or the late 1700s that croissants appeared.
Cool.
Sandwich was like 1762 or something like that. Anyway, so there are all kinds of things. The apparition of bees. That was before everything, apparently. And anyway, it's a really interesting game, and Quirkle is too, so thank you. Thank you very much for those.
I really wish Rob was a card game or board game type person.
We love board games, but playing with the two kids, like as they were younger, it ended up in like...
Yeah, see, I have no adults to play with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we just stopped playing board games
altogether. Well, we can easily have a board game night. I'm a board game person.
Board game night at Selma's.
Did you know there's a board game bar?
Yeah.
In the market?
Yeah.
Well, there's
one. I was like, well, it's right off
Gladstone.
the corner of... Oh, there's another one right off the corner of Rito.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just go,
because I know Elizabeth and Emily go there once in a while. So
you pay $5 to get in, and then you can eat and drink and play games, and they've just got a huge selection of games.
That would be
It's a great way to try new games rather than having to buy them.
Try them, and if you like them.
Yeah, because Rob and I bought a game, and we played it once, and we were like, well, that was stupid. It's supposed to be a dirty game. It's not. Not even a little bit. It was the most boring. Well, it's like what's that other one called?
Apples to Apples?
No, I think
something
that's a
for sanity
game.
Or Cards for Humanity.
Not the Cards Against Humanity. There's one that's supposed to be like an adult dirty game, but anyway, not for adults who want to have sex with each other, but for people who don't mind dirty jokes to play together.
Okay.
And this one was the most pathetic, boring game I've ever played, and I can't remember what it was called. But that was a waste of $18 right there. It was bad.
So flash the stash?
Sure.
It was me?
Yep. I just chose you like that.
Well, just before I came here, I went to the post office. Because I had gotten, the little post guy slip in the mail. And I thought, well, this is weird because everything I've ordered, I've been waiting for things. I ordered the Rib magazine that
I need to get that.
Eric and Devin have created, and it still hasn't arrived.
Eric Sockmatish and Eric?
Derek.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought
Eric Lutz of Sticks Plus Twine.
Oh, that's
right.
who I meant. I'm sorry.
Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff. I ordered that. I ordered some yarn from Fondant Fibers again.
Of course you did.
Hasn't arrived yet.
Aren't you going to Edinburgh in 2 months?
Anyway, so I got this.
Nice sidestep.
I got this little slip in the mail, and I was like, "Oh, what didn't fit in my post box?" So I went to the post office, and it was something I was not expecting at all.
Well done, lady.
My friend Dana totally surprised me. And there was a box with, first of all, this cute little Christmas decoration, which my tree's still up, so it's going on today as soon as I get home. And some teas and a skein of yarn that she bought for me, knowing that I really wanted this. It's a skein of Herzblatt Regina, who I follow on Instagram, and this is her Melting Snowman colorway. And
I love the pops of orange.
I just loved this, and I've really been looking for interesting speckled yarns. So I just really like that. It's called Melting Snowman. It's an 80/20. And this is definitely becoming stock. Oh, guess where it's going?
Well, it has to.
I always give it back.
So thank you so much, Dana. I really was expecting to pick it up in Scotland, but as she said in her note, because she's coming to Scotland too, she said, you're just going to have too much yarn in Scotland, so she decided to send it to me. It's really sweet. Thank you.
Well done,
Thank
Dana.
you for
totally
nabbing.
Surprised her.
Totally. I wasn't expecting it at all.
Speaking of Scotland, do you see all the posts on Instagram of people actually signing up?
Yes!
Yep.
Yes!
Please
Can't
don't bounce
wait.
on the futon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It
I
breaks.
can't wait. I'm going to meet Tilly. I'm going to meet a whole bunch of people.
Kate Hawthorne.
Kate.
Yeah, Kate.
Linda.
Isolda.
I probably will meet her too. Anyway,
Is
I'm
Stephen
really
West-
excited.
Stephen West going?
I would imagine.
Franklin's.
It's gonna
I
be there.
believe Franklin Habit's going.
Shamika from Mecca Mika is going.
Mika Mika.
What did I say?
Mecca Mika.
Oh dear.
That's
And-
okay. You should have heard what Sarah called her when we were doing the cabin draw. Shamika. What does this say? Oh, it's Shamika! That's hilarious.
Anyway, tons of people are going. I'm so excited. So excited. So, anyway, I look forward to meeting lots of people. I've already told a few people they should expect squeezes. So, there you go. One thing.
Selma's a good hugger.
Then, one day I walked into Wabi Sabi.
As she does.
Well.
And I had, remember when I bought that gray mohair?
Is that the one I can't touch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were having a draw that day.
Hands behind the
So
back.
I filled out the thingamajiggy and completely forgot about it. And then in December, after I last podcasted, whenever that was, I happened to go into the shop just to see what they had. And Emily, the woman who works there, said, "Hey, you won something." I won yarn. And I hadn't even known. This is an alpaca merino chunky by Estelle Yarns in a very dark olive green.
It's almost gray. It's so dark.
It's a really beautiful dark green, but it's just difficult to catch it. It's really dark olive green, and there are 2 skeins. So I really love the color, and I'm thinking that I might make a hat for my husband, or maybe
It's
it'll
just
become-
added fiber content.
I know. Hair.
there was hair, my hair. So that's one stash acquisition. And then when I was looking for yarn originally looking for yarn for the cowl that I was going to make for my, for Gary, I went into Wool Time and ended up buying some yarn to make, but I'm going to take this back because it turned out to be way too blue. I thought it was gray, but it turned out to be way too blue. But I had bought this thinking that I would double strand it, and then I thought, that's not going to be nice for a guy. What am I thinking? So I'm going to return this, but the other
You're
one
not
that
going to return
but
that.
I am not returning this, and in fact, I might go and get a second one. This is the Shibui Knits Silk Cloud in the graphite colorway. And it's just so freaking gorgeous. What can I say? So I am definitely turning this into something. I am thinking of something that has a non-mohair yarn and this something. In fact, I printed off a pattern for a free pattern thinking that might be it. So I have a thing for mohair.
You know how Sue has a bag problem? Selma kind of has a mohair problem.
I do. I have a
Kinda,
mohair
sorta.
problem.
Kind of, sort of.
And I love goats. And so then when I did find the yarn for Gary's cowl, I saw this yarn, and I had been eyeing this yarn for well over a year, and then it ended up, no, it's not, it's alpha.
Oh, sorry.
It's a chunky weight. I ended up at Wool Time, and there it was in the sale section, and I'm like, what? Okay, so I
Mine.
need to buy some. And I had originally wanted to make a sweater out of it, and then I thought, okay, I'm not buying sweater quantities right now, but I bought enough to make myself a hat. Although I'm kind of like, is that an okay color for me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Anyway, it's Alpha by Sandnes Garn, and it's a really rather lovely beige. Beige is not a color that I wear, often, but I've just always admired
Says
this
the
color.
woman wearing a beige sweater.
Well, no, but
more
it's very
cream.
different. Yeah.
It's got mohair in it, by the way.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
What a shock.
I tell you, I can notice the mohair anywhere, and I just like...
It's not a lot. It's like
No.
6%.
Oh, okay.
But still.
Yeah, it's 94% wool, 6% mohair.
Just to give it a little teeny bit of halo.
Yeah, it just gives it a teeny weeny bit of halo. It gives it a kind of a halo and a sort of kind of loftiness, I find, and I love mohair.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't noticed.
Nope.
And so that's it for yarn. And then, lovely Jan, you know who you are, gifted me this great pattern which was in my wish list. The Honeycomb Cables by Louise Tilbrook.
Oh, those are pretty.
I've been wanting to make these for a really long time.
That's Kristen.
Yes.
No, this is another pattern, and that's
Here.
Poppy.
Oh, is that
Oh, I'm
Poppy?
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So this is the honeycomb,
Similar.
and I was actually thinking of using the yarn that I'm using for my Skinner hat, the kind of the dusty rose. I was going to make these socks out of, but I decided to use that for the hat. So I need to find a nice solid color to make these socks.
Diving.
And then Sue gifted me this new shawl.
Wow, you gave it to her and you didn't know who it was.
No, I couldn't see the front.
The girl from the grocery store. This is a shawl that Hochi designed for Jody to knit a shawl for Tracy. It was, I think, a surprise Christmas present. And so it's been published. And it's a very simple shawl that is knit on the bias, striped with a pretty easy sort of, I think that's feather and fan, is it?
I saw it. It just screamed you.
Yeah, it's really quite lovely.
Yes, it's feather and fan.
This could be in the mohair. Anyway. So thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jan. Oh! And then... almost forgetting my Christmas present from Sue. I got a Christmas bag.
Fresh off the sewing machine.
So next year I will have a proper Christmas bag for the Christmas
I
Eve
just love that
cast
fabric.
on.
And did you notice there's birds?
I don't
partridges and
have
pear trees.
Christmas bags. I don't generally go for thematic things, but then
And I got a hint.
yeah, I was like, I really liked Holly's bag. So
Holly's bag was kind of gorgeous.
and then there's goodies. There's a little needle minder in there as well.
Matchy.
A box of chocolates
And caramel.
and caramels.
Because I don't know her at all.
I suspect my kids are going to attack me. And a notebook, which is really nice, actually. This is going to be a beautiful.
It's a bird. I've had it forever, and I'm like, this needs to be Selma's.
So, yeah. And some After 8 chocolate, hot chocolate, which she's...
Sue
and
doesn't
some
like
other
minty
tea as
things.
well in here. So, yumsy
And your
yumsies.
progress
Yes, the progress keeper, which is so cute. I really like him. It's a him.
You're
Okay.
very crinkly.
I'm sorry.
It's silver, so it can be a hint.
It's a lovely sort of 3D Christmas tree. Just beautiful. Oh, thank you.
And
That's it.
holly.
Reused.
Reused.
Repurpose the bag.
I was like, I don't have a bag. Oh, I guess I'll use this one.
You'll live.
I know.
Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
That's enough for me. Yeah, little things here and there. No sweater quantities.
Your
no?
turn.
Okay. So, my Prezi from Selma, which I was told a little while ago, don't buy it, you're getting it for Christmas, because she knew I would buy it.
Did you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe she would forget. I thought she might forget.
So this is number 2 in the Making series. It's called Fauna. And I haven't even cracked it. Oh, well, I opened it to this, which is quite beautiful. I just love the way the cover.
They're beautiful magazines.
It's really, really. It's projects for knitters and
I'm going to be
knitters.
brutally honest. I preferred the first edition to this
Okay.
one.
I haven't looked
In
at it
terms
yet.
of things that I would actually make
Okay.
myself. but it's beautiful and really
Then
it's nicely put together.
Keep the main gift for last. She gave me some minis because, you know, that's what we do.
So the 2 grays are from my exploration station, and then the green one's koi goo.
And then I got some pear tea, and of course, you know, pumpkin spice, because you never have enough of that. Which are those? And some washi tape with socks on it.
Yeah, when I got my wool barn, I saw that and I ordered it too. I was like,
I love it, and she knows I love washi tape because I use it when I send orders out. Lots of crinkling. And then, yep. Oh, sorry. And then this cute little handmade gift box, which I used to love to make with the kids.
my aunt made that years ago, and I've been keeping it.
I have a Sucra Mini.
I got the girls Sucra Mini, so one got a carrot cake and the other one got a s'more.
And you know my favorite is carrot cake.
Yeah. But I wasn't 100% sure, so I got Lynn to choose.
And then Lynn mentioned something, was it a couple weeks ago, saying, I wasn't planning on getting you a gift, but I had to get this. I might have squeaked a little, and she might have apologized to my husband before I even opened it.
No, I told him he couldn't begrudge me because it was a Christmas present.
Oh, okay. It has a Kevin. I don't have any of these yet, and I love it. Bored silly Kevin. He's got a fish in his hand. It's kind of awesome. Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Selma. And she gave me a couple of minis.
Oh, I got minis too. They're somewhere.
I almost lost it there.
You've been losing it for years, lady.
I got a gift from a friend at work. And so the hot chocolate that she showed came out of this box. Because, oh my. All mine. And then I had a mug filled with chocolates, which some are gone. And so it's a Minion mug. And it was a gift, so he can't say anything, as Lynn said. And on the back it says, I need coffee. And it came in this beautiful box. And she had like the cellophane thing wrapped. I was just like, oh. I made her a makeup bag with red fabric and big white polka dots. And then she was like, I can wash the inside. I'm like, yep. Vinyl on the inside, which was awesome. And this box will be used for something else.
So when you sew with vinyl, do you use the regular needle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't, because the one I'm using, well, sorry. For the other one, the thicker one, no. I use the jean.
The jean needle.
Yeah. But for this one, it's very thin.
Mm-hmm.
Because I bought the first stuff, and I was like, gosh, it's just too hard to, like, manipulate. I mean, the thinner one is too, but it works. So, the other thing I got in the mail, and I need something here. I got sent to us, and the girls are gonna, one of them is gonna take it home to try it. It's called the Yarn Dispenser by Yarn Valet. This thing is so smooth. Like, it's just awesome. It has a ruler on the front. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And then there's little holes on the side here, and that's for stitch markers. It's got the rubber feet, and this is supposed to be to hold a pattern, but I'm not sure. I haven't figured out how it holds a pattern yet. And so it comes apart. You can travel with it.
Cool.
That's that. So
That'll be her because I don't knit with cakes.
oh, that's right.
Oh, I'll try it out.
And so I wanted to show the other products that they have, and they're so inexpensive. So inexpensive.
Give me your hand.
You got fluff.
Give me your
fluff.
hand.
You got fluff floating.
It's been floating around.
driving
So-
Lynn crazy.
There's a yarn bowl. Super cute.
It's not a long drive.
There is a ball winder with storage. There is a, what is that? The yarn pattern holder and storage. Which
Ball winder with store. Oh, so the ball winder is storage at the same time.
And then
Very
this
cool.
pattern holder with storage inside, which is kind of really cool.
Interesting. Somebody
And-
has been very ingenious.
And then these are called yarn keys that you can keep on your yarn. with your tag. And the other thing is called Stitcher's GPS. It's labels and you can use it for charts. There's dots that you can use, you know, when you have to highlight your size throughout the whole pattern. There's that. It's kind of really cool. You can see it right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I contacted her and thought, I want to try it, and probably next week I'll be ordering the whole line of stuff for myself. Like literally, I think that was $14.99. Like they're all like under $20.
They look 3D printed.
I don't know.
It's possible.
Possible, but I mean, I just love it. It just glides.
It really does.
Mm-hmm. So
I bet the cats would love to stare at this.
You can take it home and try it.
You can find out.
Yeah. I'm not a very gadgety person, so I'm not the person who's, you know, but this is interesting.
Mm-hmm. You can try it.
I will try it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's it for my stash.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
I'm here too.
She went off
Sorry.
somewhere for a little while.
I got this lovely package just before Christmas. Well, it was waiting for me in Chicago when I got there after Christmas. Got my lovely hat. Mandy and I exchanged our Stace hats that we test knit for Brandy because mine didn't really fit me, and hot pink is not really my color anyway. So that one went to her, and she sent me this one.
Which is much more your colors.
Much more my colors, and it's a little bit bigger, so it fits me better. Because mine was really tight for some reason. I'm not sure why. But she sent a few extra goodies. She sent me a little Hanukkah needle keeper. Which is awesome.
Cute.
And, of course, Mandy's signature pink on the inside. And then she sent me this set. And I love this fabric. It's flannel, and it is soft, and it is squishy, and I love it.
Got great retro colors
And it's
on it.
sushi! It is sushi! Rob was like, what are those supposed to be? I'm like, it's sushi! I was very excited. I love sushi. And she and Brandy created this. This is a little pocket with a lobster claw. So you hook it to the back of your mini skein blanket. You put your mini inside while you're while you're knitting your square. Your mini can't roll away.
That's very cool.
So that's what that little pouch is
Excuse me
for.
while I yawn.
And it's also sushi's. Now I want sushi.
Yeah, you're making me want sushi too.
So
I love sushi.
you can pet my sushis if you like, but you can't have them.
It's
And
really fun.
She made me these little boxes, and they have some Trader Joe teas in them.
I am glad that my sushi doesn't usually have faces on it though, because that would make me
chocolate
sad.
mint. Smells so good. And I got a mitt. Whoop!
You got a load of minis.
I got a mitt full of minis. I
Really?
love them. What is that? Oh, it is Cuppy Cake. Okay. This one is funny. I think that's something she frogged.
Ellen's
Because
half pint. Ellen's half pint. Oh, she was at Rhinebeck. I got some of her yarn last year.
That's what the Gay Man Glitter Poop is. It was one of Ellen's half pint yarns.
She doesn't have. She's not really active on any. I don't know if she's on the internet, but
And I got some Fiber Stash.
she sells at Rhinebeck.
And I got some Cascade Heritage.
Definitely looks like it was knit with.
And this is Texas dyed. But I got a kick out of that one because it's all crimpy. But that's the same base as the Gay Man Glitter Poop. So this is where she got it from. So that's what I got from Mandy. I love the hat. It fits perfectly. And hopefully she will like hers when she receives it too.
And you've been wearing that the whole episode.
I've been wearing this the whole episode. Anybody who's been sticking around longer than a couple of weeks knows that I don't wear hats. This is actually quite comfortable. It's not too hot. It's like very, very minorly slouchy.
Sorry.
And it's quite comfortable. So far it has not given me a rash, which is a bonus. I do tend to get a rash across the forehead when I wear a hat. So this one I'm able to wear far back enough that it's on my hairline. And it's comfy and I love it. And it's squishy. I will show you guys a little bit closer up. I will completely ruin my hair to do this. So this is the Stace hat by Brandy Miller that will be released any second now if it hasn't already been. I don't remember if it has or not. And of course I've shed all over the inside of the hat now. But, so Mandy made this one for me, and I made the pink one for her. So it all worked out.
Cool.
And then I got a little package from Selma with minis and tea. So much tea.
And the sucker miniature.
Yes.
Can we eat these? Can we eat them?
I've wanted one forever.
So I have some lovely minis.
I bought these months ago.
Ta-da. And Selma is the coolest person ever. She bought me a fish.
An edible fish, just so
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Okay, I had an episode title, and now I'm like, she bought me fish.
She bought me a fish.
A
Right.
fish.
What was
So Rob is going to be very upset that he missed out on this because Rob loves smoked salmon. This is maple glazed smoked salmon. It's Canadian. And I'm going to be a good fiance and save it until he gets back.
Oh.
Because really, I can't eat that much smoked salmon by myself.
Yeah.
I probably could, but I would regret
Yeah,
it.
and this will be hot smoked as opposed to cold smoked. So it's cooked essentially.
I will
West
share
Coast,
with Rob, though.
West Coast salmon.
Because Rob, he's Jewish, so of course he appreciates smoked salmon.
Yeah. I need to go buy myself some of this. I've had smoked salmon I think by these people. It's really yummy. Oh, 5% of profits are donated to food banks too.
Even better.
Cool.
It's made with wild Pacific pink salmon.
Yep.
So there you go.
Don't show it to Sean.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Sean can't have it. It's my fish.
So the next thing up is we're giving away one of these.
Woo!
So I was talking to Amy,
The
who is
fish
the
doesn't
person
fit in
behind
my
Yarn
bag.
Ballet, and she has decided, she agreed to send one, and she'll mail the winner directly.
Just barely fits.
So the normal rules apply. One post per person, no chatter in the thread, and you have to be a member to be eligible. And the prompt is, what other Yarn Ballet products would you like to own? So I will post that in the thread.
Cool. And a link to her
Yep,
site.
a link to her site.
Excellent.
And so the next section on Broke Save Me Money.
Coupons.
Frog Peak Creations. I'm going to take the easy one.
No, Monique.
25% off for her birthday month, so until the end of January, and the coupon code is birthday.
Birthday. Bags by Awesome Granny. 10% off, ongoing. Sorry, I left you the last one, which everyone seems to stumble over. Anyway, Awesome Granny is offering 10% off. It's an ongoing coupon, and it's 2TS10.
6 Munchkin Stitching
Yay!
is offering 10% off. It's an ongoing coupon. We keep struggling with that one. The code is all spelled out, 2Tangled 10.
And there you go.
And winter camp is going strong. Hi, Ermins. There are, I think I have 36 this year. 36 of us. A couple left, well, same people from last year, but mostly new people. And nobody I knew, so aside from my campers from last year. So it was kind of funny because we were all going, oh, well, you know, there's so few of us that the people we know should be fairly evenly distributed.
Because it was
I
done
didn't
randomly.
get any. So, oh well, so much for that. But that's okay. We're having a good time. And people are making progress. There are already some foes, so way to go.
Fun.
Cool.
Super fun. There are so many fun cows all over the place. Lots to get involved in.
So that's about it.
That is about
This
it.
is a long one.
It's a longie.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
1 hour and 43 minutes or something like
Let's
that.
put it this
44.
way. I can't watch podcasts this long.
No, when this doesn't happen often.
No.
No.
We weren't here for 3 weeks, and Selma's back. So between the two, it was bound to happen.
And the stash and the everything. So,
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week.
Or
Happy
sometime.
crafting.
Take care,
She'll be back
everybody.
whenever she can.
Yeah.
Bye.